everyone, welcome back to EMTV. This is the last show of this year, so it's a perfect moment for us to look back. And also this year we spoke with several people who made a lasting impression. But I have to say, the people who really stuck with me and to a lot of us are the students from Ukraine, because they were of course directly affected when Russia invaded that country. And I've been wondering how they're doing, so I'm gonna ask them just that. Welcome Daria and welcome Bohdan. I really want to say thank you for being here. It's also not an easy topic. If it's too hard, you don't want to tell it, just, I don't know, give a signal, make it clear, it's fine. But I am wondering how you're doing. Bohdan, let's start with you, because we published your story in March this year. You told us that you were here when the war started, your family called you, and they had to flee from the bombs. Let's start, how's your family doing?
Thanks everyone for hosting me today, and thanks for that interview. I believe that it helped me a lot, because I used to talk to people from Ukraine to talk about what I'm feeling, what is happening in my life, and at that time when war came, it started being, it felt very bad to tell them, how I feel here while they're on the bombs. So it gave me really a lot. My family is way better right now. My mom, my grandma, my cat and my dog are currently near Amsterdam. They're living fine, trying to integrate into Dutch society, trying to understand all the system as GPs, why should I put, money on this OV cheap card, it's so dumb, But my father and my brother are still there. Each time they write me about what is happening there, each time they write, yeah, we don't have electricity, something bombed near our house. And also because my brother is, driving the car. He's like a driver of the truck in Ukraine.
For the military or
No,
just a driver?
Yeah. So each time he's near, the east or south cities, it's each time very difficult times for all of us.
Yeah, and how is it inflicting on you the past year? Because here it's far away. If you look out, you can't see anything that reminds you of it.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult for me personally, because you feel very much of the separation between you and your nation, because sometimes you wake up and see all these messages about the bombings, and you have just a nice morning, so your kind of soul is there, but your body is here, and you're like, no, why is this synchronization? So I think that this war changed all of us. Me personally, I think we've grown up, we understood some, if beforehand we had some unstable values, like what is good, what is bad, we're a bit less clear right now. We know who is our enemy, we know who is our friend.
Daria, to go to you, because we spoke in the beginning of April when you just made it back to the Netherlands, because you were in your hometown with your family when the war started. How was the past year for you?
Yeah, it was really difficult. It was really difficult, I would say, compared to all the years before, because it was also my final year of my bachelor and I had to work on my thesis.
You made it, let's not forget that.
I did make it.
You had to study 3 weeks during the war, you had to flee the country, traveled for days and days, make it back here, and just make it to the end of your bachelor.
Yeah. Well, good thing about it, my mom could be here for the graduation. Of course, my dad and my brother couldn't be here because they're not allowed to leave the country. But yeah, at least good to have her here with the dog also, because I think my dog would never really travel to the European country for this long. So at least, trying to look for positive things amongst all this, negativity and what's happening.
Yeah, I'm also curious how your family is doing, because we talked also about that it was hard to say goodbye to your father. How's he doing? Is he still being the stubborn dad that mostly want to make sure that you do your work and your studies?
Pretty much, yes. So every time we have a call, he's the first one asking how am I doing, how was work, how was life, how was everything. But of course we also have to make sure how he's doing good and everything. It was his birthday on Monday, so we tried to what's ever possible to make him feel just loved because we're not there. And yeah, we ordered, all the gifts, just whatever we could from the Netherlands. I ordered from Ukraine, so it was delivered to his house. It was really nice. But yeah, rather than that, of course, it's not easy because he has to keep up with work, and that's a lot of responsibility. Same with my brother. He's also doing work. He's in Kiev now. My brother and my dad is in Zaporizhia, so in southeast part of Ukraine, which is pretty dangerous. Yeah, we could. They lost electricity a few days ago, and they keep losing it from time to time, which makes it a bit more nervous for all of us because we just don't know, what to expect. But we're doing okay to the extent possible, I would say.
And this question is for the both of you, but let's start with you, because you both describe how stressful and hurtful the past year has been, but also when you both walked in here, you started immediately speaking together, and do you get support from the Ukrainian society here or community on campus or university?
Well, I'm personally not that much spending my time on campus anymore because I graduated, so I'm at my work. So I'm not the best person to ask about the Ukrainian community in here, because I just have my own community. Maybe like from my course, some Ukrainians were still, of course, in touch and helping each other if anyone needs help. But to be fair, from Erasmus, I don't really know much.
Did you file for the financial support?
Yes, that was one of the first things I had as a help from Erasmus. But I was when I was back a student, so I got the financial support as a Ukrainian. Yeah.
And how's it for you, Bohdan?
I agree with Dasha from the perspective that I'm also not right now keeping such a much touch with the Ukrainian community. But to be fair, the situation was even before the war. So we didn't have any hey, let's all Ukrainian unite, let's have some party or something like this. So I didn't know anyone. Therefore, during the war, we of course united, and we talked a lot about creating some events for to talk about Ukraine, to shout about what's happening in our country. I think the most prominent time when I really felt the support and the unity between us is that when everyone, for those ones who didn't finish the university, we all were very uncertain about the financial means because we still need to pay a lot of money, and everyone just lost their jobs, lost their everything, so we were just scared. And at that time I felt that because we were united and because we kept up working together, we were able to negotiate and make the prices for us this year at least on the level of Europeans.
Oh, that's a lot of money difference already. 8,000 or so. Yeah.
Exactly, and it allowed many of us keep going. Not just most parts of our lives were destroyed by the war, but by this means we it was possible to keep at least one part not damaged.
And you can still keep on working on your future.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to go bragging money on the streets. So it was very good moment for us. But right now we talk less, just during the times of very bad bombings. I remember when the bombings of Kiev happened. Everyone was so shocked because, and we started talking about this to calm ourselves down, and it was also pretty warm moment for me in the Ukrainian community.
Yeah, and now of course it must also be weird because this part of the world is now in the mood for the holidays, for lights, Christmas parties, drinks, coziness. How will this holiday season look for you?
Me and my mom, we have always used to go to other countries for holidays because, we like to celebrate this holiday with other people on the main streets. But because this year is kind of involuntarily, and of course, if I could choose, I would go to Ukraine, but I can't. we will be here, but I think that we won't be able to cheer. Of course, we will cheer for those that we sustained. We're still there. We're still fighting. But it's like it doesn't feel the same.
Now, will it be, on the 1st of January, a happy new year? Or, well, what will you say when you have to start a year like that?
Well, I think we'll more think of what has happened this year, what skills, knowledge, experience we have obtained, because, right now we are the only nation which is absolutely secure what to do when the bombs comes to your city. But I think we will more make a retrospective of what's happened, who is not with us anymore, like this. Then hey, hope the next year will be way better. No, I don't think that it will happen anymore with us.
How do you see that? Yeah.
And 1st of January, is it New Year, New Me? Is it also a reflection back?
Yeah, well, I think the new kind of year started when the war started, because we all changed then, and it was real. Yeah. Like a re-evaluation of all the values of your life. Like, I just don't take my life for granted anymore, like every single day that I'm basically waking up, because you just wake up to news and you're like, it could have been me only because I'm Ukrainian, but I'm not gonna have any big celebrations or anything, of course, because I can't be partying when I know that there are soldiers and Ukrainians people are back in Ukraine, in the winter weather, just suffering or fighting, and just there. I don't think this is really ethical thing to do. So, of course, we're gonna maybe have some dishes or something with my mom to at least try to keep up with normal life, because life still goes on. But I think, for example, like the New Year gift for myself, it will be a donation to an army or something.
Thank you both for sharing. Is it something that, let's say non-Ukrainian people ask you still about, how it's doing, or is it has become a topic that people find too hard and just, like the pandemic, let's just not talk about it?
For me, it's the case. When people ask me where I'm coming from, and I say Ukraine, and people are like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I already am challenged, or what's your next question? I might get a bit, not aggressive on that, but like a bit more, in the pose, like, okay, what's your next question? But then you can see the reaction from people is like, it's not, the same anymore. It's like, like, what should I ask next? Should I even try to ask? But most of the times I get the next question, how's your family doing? And to be fair, I'm a bit already like, it's doing all right, I'm not going into details or anything, because no one really, needs to know them. Next question, I was pretty annoyed, is the real, how are you question. I think after 5 months of the war, for the very start, I was all right, because I could understand people are interested, so people are, trying to take care of you in that way. But then at some point it was just way too much, and I was like, should I, walk with a sign like, don't ask me how I am, because you see what's happening in Ukraine. Anyone can be all right when something like this is happening in Ukraine.
I see you nodding. Do you agree? Is it something you recognize?
Definitely, I can recognize this feeling, even though somewhere in the 5th or 6th month, I had very difficult times, because I was questioning myself. Why am I here? Why am I not coming there? I'm a male. If I was there, I would. What I would do? Would I? This is the very difficult question you would ask yourself in such situation. Like, what I would do if I were there? Like, would I go to fight or not? And at that time, I made the decision that while I'm here, I need to talk about this as much as possible. And at that time, I started trying to talk to everyone about this. And I believe that if Dasha gets annoyed by people who ask how are they, I believe that people get annoyed when I answer, because then I tell them everything I believe they should know about what's happening, and it's about everyone, you know. Like, of course, with my fellow Ukrainians, you know, with my friends, with my family, we discuss it. We try not to make this topic like, let's not talk about it. But with foreigners, when they ask me, I always try to tell them. I always try to make sure that they still know what's happening, that Russians are killing us. That's why I always, in every building, for example, I have Ukrainian flags, so that, you know, guys, we keep remembering.
You take that question and you use it for something that helps.
Yeah, because otherwise, how can else we help the win, you know?
No, but keep talking about it. So thank you again that you again wanted to talk to us about this. And I say keep in touch, so you can keep talking to us on this platform. So, and if you see Bohdan on campus, ask him how he's doing, and he will tell you, give you the updates you need to know. And I want to thank everyone for watching. And now, this is something I had the feeling I had also when we spoke in April, because now we're going to switch to something, Dutch normal, another topic, and it feels weird to switch. But still, our Adinda is trying all new things this academic year. So she's also trying to play a new big music instrument.
And then you keep on going. 1, 2, and so on.
Hi everyone, so I'm back here again. I'm trying out Carillon, which is right behind me. It's a new music instruments that I've never played in my entire life before. Not that I play any musical instrument, the only thing that I can do is sing and maybe a little bit of guitar. So this is going to be really interesting because musical stuff is not my specialty.
Let's play a little piece together. Carillon comes from the word carré, meaning 4. It all started with 4 bells. Ti ta ta ta. And you can play them in different order. Ta ti ti ta.
How do we start, basically?
What I sometimes say is let's play some scales. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. To really get a little bit orientation on the keyboard. Some improvisation. And then note reading. With your left fist, you will play that one, followed by these 2 notes with your flat hand.
Like this?
Yes. Let's try it out. Left, right, right. Go 1 up and 1 down. Here we have like a piano, the black keys, grouped in 2 and 3 black keys. This whole thing we call the manual for the hands. You play usually with the fists, same goes for the black keys. And you can make a difference between loud and soft. And these would be the pedals. They are not so long as organ pedals, so you have to hit them with the point of your foot. And it goes from the C till the G, and you see that some keys are missing in the pedal. And that's because in the tower, those bells would also be missing.
For me, overall, this whole experience, how hard can it actually be? It's a 9 out of 10. It's quite difficult because I don't know stuff about music. If you do have the background experience of piano or organ or can read music notes, I think it could be a smoother experience than what I have experienced. So if you're interested to do Carillon, you can always do it every Wednesday at 10 until 12:30, where Matthew will be teaching you.
Thank you all for watching. This was the last show of 2022. We will be back next year, and of course Erasmus Magazine is full with updates and news articles. So if you miss us, please go there. and we will love to see you back in 2023. Bye.